my channel, Plutonian Priestess. Today we are doing a pick a card reading, and we are asking, will you be rich? So we have 5 groups for you to choose from. If you are new to pick a card readings, you are just going to choose one pile in this reading and pick the pile that sparks your intuition, that stands out to you first, the one that calls to you the most. So this is going to be group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5. And let's get started. Alright, group number 1, you chose the magnesite. And magnesite are good for those intellectual people, the people who are caught in their minds too much, who live in dreamland or mental world, and they really need to ground themselves and focus their energy. So that's for group 1, you chose magnesite. And let's see what your reading says about becoming rich. So we have the Aries card, Uranus, Alchemist, Mediator, that right, I'll just put it out of the way. Aries. We have Trust, the number 23, and then we have the Prince of Pentacles, also known as the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the World reversed, and the 7 of Pentacles. And then when we asked, will you be rich, it says, go, the time is right. So group 1, to start off, those of you in this group, you may be a life path 5 or born on the 5th day, because we have the number 23, which in numerology put together obviously makes a 5. And then we also have the Aries card, so you could be an Aries sun, moon, or rising, or have Aries planets. You may also be an Aquarius, because we have the Uranus card, so you may have Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. Okay, so your wealth is really going to be dependent on just a couple things, because I feel like you are someone who is a hard worker and you're really willing to work hard to attain the wealth, because we have the Prince of Pentacles reverse, also known as the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed is all about someone who has a really dependable spirit typically, but they're someone who is focused on material accumulation, right? And they are focused on the material realm and how they can further their finances. The negative thing about the Prince of Pentacles reverse is that you may be someone who is too focused on the materialistic. So you may have a bit of a materialistic attitude. Also, you may be someone who's a little greedy. You can be a little closed-minded, and you know, these are going to be some of your shadow attributes. And you may be someone who really struggles to open up emotionally and really have close relationships with people. And one of the things that you're going to need to incorporate into your life that you're lacking right now is a stronger sense of spirituality. And the reason that I say that is because we have the World reversed, and the World reversed is often about someone who has a ton of potential, just like the Prince of Pentacles reverse. So both of these cards talk about success coming, but there being some kind of delays, especially with the World reverse. And the World reverse is someone who kind of thinks that they don't really believe in something unless they can see it with their own eyes. And so the World reverse can represent someone who can have kind of a closed-minded view to things, and can be someone who is very skeptical, right? So someone who always wants to question things, really get to the bottom of things, and really know the facts, right? So you're probably someone who looks at facts. You're not really someone who probably gets easily swayed by emotion, because we have heavy, you know, earth sign, and we have the Uranus card, and Aquarians don't really tend to be emotional creatures. They tend to be more logical creatures, and that's how you get to them more. And so the world reverse says that you need to do a good job of incorporating more spirituality and incorporating more faith and belief into your life, because right now you don't really believe in maybe much of anything. You might even be someone who kind of is more like a nihilist or an atheist or someone who probably needs that bigger spiritual purpose to believe in, and you're lacking that in your life right now. And the reason that you need that is because you're going to find that you have kind of a borderline workaholic spirit. You're someone who isn't afraid to put in time, effort, commitment to attain your goals or get to where you need. But the problem is that we have the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles can be someone who prioritizes their work and doesn't prioritize their relationships as much and doesn't prioritize their spirituality as much. And when the Seven of Pentacles comes up, you can find that you can be fulfilled and you'll have like the fruits of your labor, so to speak. So you'll have that wealth and that attainment, but you won't be completely satisfied because your emotional and your spiritual life is lacking, and so you don't have complete abundance. And so the Seven of Pentacles says to me that you will be rich, that's probably without a doubt, but that there is going to be some, if you don't work on more finding your faith earlier, then you're going to have more delays and setbacks to attaining that wealth. And because we have the Aries card, that tells me that you're someone who probably has a lot of energy. You're someone who probably is very inventive. You're probably someone who's meant to be an innovator. You probably have tons of new ideas, probably very creative. And for you though, one of the things that can be hard is going to be settling down in everyday routine, because we have the Aries and we have Uranus together. Those energies are very active. They're not very restrained in any way. And so you may be someone who has a hard time wanting to confine yourself in any way, and you're always looking at how to expand yourself and make yourself more. And while that trait will help you grow your wealth, one of the things that you need to realize is that where you put your energy is where it's going to manifest the most. So if you are putting all of your energy into the office or into your career or X, Y, or Z, then all you're going to reap is more career and work and money, and that might be great, but what's the point of having a big mansion and having nice cars and having all those things and the ability to travel the world if you don't have anybody to do it with? And so for you, one of the things that you're going to learn is that you might attain this wealth, and then once you attain it, you won't be fully satisfied. And the reason is because you are someone who actually craves more, and the reason you go after wealth is because you think that wealth is what will satisfy you, but actually what will satisfy you is experience and really expanding your viewpoint of the world. And so for you look at Earth, like what Earth can offer you is probably in material gain, but actually Earth can offer you tons of experiences that will change you emotionally and mentally, and actually give you something that is more valuable than money. And you are someone who, because we have the Alchemist card, you are someone who has the capability of manifesting very easily, right? And so you are someone who, once you do get in tune with that inner knowing and that inner spirituality and that inner guidance, you are someone who can really make something out of anything. And so the limit doesn't really exist for you. You just want to make sure that you are putting, your faith and energy into the right things, because we also have the Trust card. So I really feel like I said it again and again and again, but I feel like the one element that's really missing or lacking for you is your faith in the divine. You need to have that faith in the divine. And we have the Mediator card here, and so you need to make sure that you aren't someone who is always doing what is going to make other people happy and sacrificing yourself, or you want to make sure that you're not just sticking to the middle road and not choosing a side because you feel like that will make you more likable. You need to really find what makes you feel passionate in life and what really makes you feel that inner flame and fire, and that's what you need to be moving towards, because you have the capability of also of having great influence, and you can work with people and you can inspire people, and you need to, you know, because you have the capability of manifesting so easily and attaining wealth so easily, you need to make sure that you're using that wealth for a purpose. So yes, you can attain wealth, but what are you going to do with it, right? So like, if you can attain millions and millions of dollars, that's great and everything, but are you going to be one of the millionaires who just lets it sit in their bank accounts and invest it in all your nice cars? Or are you going to be someone who actually makes a difference in the world and actually does something that's going to leave a legacy and actually does something that's actually worthwhile? And so one of the things that you need to do right now, I feel like you are always focused on, like, you know, maybe it's a little bit of poverty mindset, and I can totally relate to that too, but maybe you've struggled to have security in your life, and so that's why you're so focused on attaining this material abundance, so you don't have to be stressed anymore, and you don't have to worry, and you don't have to, you know, live the life that you've been living. But you need to make sure that you're not working all your life away for nothing, and that you're actually investing in yourself too, and investing in yourself emotionally and spiritually. And one of the things that I feel like is hard for you is you feel like you are the one who has to do it all. And one of the things that would help you is that if you actually had a stronger sense of spirituality and a stronger faith in the universe, you would see that the divine is actually working in your favor all the time, and that they will bring you many opportunities and blessings, and that life doesn't have to be so hard, and attaining the things that you actually desire doesn't have to be so hard. And so right now I feel like, because we have the time is right, I feel like right now is a time where you really need to be pushing yourself and really challenging yourself to do some healing work, do some maturation, really look at yourself critically, think about, you know, how can you change your mindset, because manifestation, if you have that ability, it goes hand in hand with mindset. You cannot manifest if you don't have a healthy mindset. So you really need to get your healthy mindset in place, make sure you're having that trust in the universe. And another thing is, because we have the number 5, is you need to be open to change. So if you want to be rich and you want to attain wealth, you have to be open to the fact that your life will change when you get those things. So, you know, with money, there is usually more power, there's more responsibility, but there also is, you know, the fear of having money, and also the fear of losing money, and, you know, there's tons of things that come with it. And usually, you know, if you see a big influx of wealth, your lifestyle is going to change. And so with the 5 card here is you really need to be open to change and not be fearing change right now. You really need to be, once again, having trust and faith in the universe that they're bringing the blessings that you need. So overall, group 1, will you be rich in this lifetime? Yes, I believe that you will. You just need to really work on having faith in the universe and working along with them and working with the signs, and I think that great success will find you. So keep up the good work, and if you like this video and it resonated, please leave a comment below, let me know what you thought. If you want to see more pick a card videos, give this a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell button so you can get notified for all my new videos, and I'll see you next time. Alright, group number 2, you chose labradorite, one of my favorite stones. This is a crystal that is a very spiritual crystal. It is good to dream with, to meditate with, to use for artistic inspiration, anything to get yourself far off in a far off land and really inspire you, this labradorite. So group 2, let's look into your reading. We have Luna, also known as the moon, Scorpio, Damsel, and then you had a bunch of these cards fall out. So we have the Lovers, Depression, Courage, Transformation, and then we have the number 29. And then we have the Sacred Clown reversed, also known as the Fool reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, the King of Cups, and Let Go. So, all right, group number 2. I'm getting a lot of water energy for this. So you could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or other placements, excuse me. But I'm feeling like you are someone who, regardless of your sign, are someone who is probably very ruled by your emotions. So we have the number 29, which is an 11. And so you may be a life path 11, or you may be born on the 29th or the 11th. And with 11, the master number 11, you're someone who really needs balance in your life. And that may be something that you're lacking. So you need to find a good balance between your logical side and your emotional side. And that is one of the things that's going to be standing in your way from attaining money. You have the possibility to attain wealth, and you have the possibility to be rich, but one of the things that's holding you back is your past and the effect that it's having on you today, in the present, and in the future. So we have the Fool reverse, and the Fool reverse can talk about making the wrong choices, making the wrong decisions, not really taking the right path. It can also, to me, talk about, you know, trusting the wrong people or trusting the wrong sources, or really just putting your faith in the wrong things. And we have the Queen of Swords reversed. So, you know, you could be dealing with negative influences. Maybe there's, you know, negative feminine influences around you that are really harsh and cruel with their words. Maybe you are in a relationship that's very negative, or you have family members who have been very negative to you. Or, you know, it's very possible that this is a replication of your internal voice, and you have a very negative self-talk to yourself that needs to be overcome. The thing is, though, you have the King of Cups energy, and the King of Cups energy is someone who is, while they can get stressed and be over emotional, they are someone who is actually quite charming, quite charismatic. They usually work with people or work with the public in some kind of way, and they are someone who has really mastered understanding their emotions and knowing how to control them and really getting in tune with their intuition. And that is one of the things that I've noticed for people who are really emotional. A lot of the time they have a lot of psychic potential, and they're constantly picking up on emotional energy from other people, and not only is that influencing them, but they're having, you know, because they are so in tune, they're having a hard time, you know, releasing, identifying with their emotions. And so it makes it very hard for them to get in tap with their intuition when their emotions are drowning that out. And so for you, one of the things that really needs to happen for you is transformation. And so because we have the Scorpio card and we have the Depression card, you may be someone who has really had a tough past, or had a tough childhood, or has really gone through a time in general where you've had to struggle with your mental health. And one of the things that really needs to happen for you is transformation. And I say that because obviously we have the transformation card, but Scorpio is also all about transformation, rebirth, and regeneration. And the key to that is really going to be about letting go of the past and letting go of the pain and hurt that's happened to you. One of the things I talked about with the other groups is that sometimes pain, or the things that hurt us the most, our pain can be our source of power. And it's just like in astrology, if you look at Chiron, the Chiron placement is the wounded healer. So it's where our soul has been wounded the most, but is where we have the opportunity to heal others the most. So we need to look at the things that we've gone through, not in a victim mindset where we're thinking to ourselves, why me? Why did this happen? You know, I'm so angry, I can't let this go, or I can never forgive them. You need to transition to, I understand how the things that I've gone through can make me stronger, and how I've learned and I've grown from them, and how I can use my experiences to make a difference in the world. And because we have the 11 card and the Moon card, you are someone someone who has the King of Cups. You are someone who has a ton of charisma. You are someone who is able to really move people emotionally and really tap into people's emotions and really inspire them. You're someone who can bring out a lot of passion in people. But one of the things that needs to happen is you need to have the courage to really conquer your depression and conquer the things that you've gone through transformation. And because we have the Lovers card here, it says that you will have a choice to do so. And so one of the things that may be a catalyst for you and a catalyst for your transformation is a newfound love. And you will have the choice, however, you will have the choice to be courageous and face the mirroring effect that's going to happen in this relationship, because this relationship will bring up your deepest wounds. You will have to have the courage to be present in the relationship and really heal yourself and really work to transform yourself and really work on letting go of the past and letting that mindset change set in for you, because once you do that, you will be able to achieve great wealth and riches for yourself. And so we do have the Damsel card, so you may have a little bit of a sense of waiting for things to come to you, waiting for opportunity to come to you, or not really wanting to change the opportunity. And because Scorpio's fixed, they don't always like to change. They can kind of rebel against it. So you may be someone who is afraid of change, and that can do with some self-limiting beliefs and childhood conditioning that needs to be reworked. And that once again happens with transformation. And so you really need to be having the courage right now to face your shadow side and really overcome the demons that are inside you, so you can get a better grip on your mental health. Because if your mental health isn't at 100%, then nothing else in your life can be at 100%, and it will start to impact your relationship and it will impact your finances. And so once you decide to really transform and let go of the past and really look at what's happened to you and the opportunities that you've had in a new light, you'll have the opportunity to have love come to you. And once you do that, that's really going to help open up your heart. And when we open up our heart, we can let money flow to us more easily, because our heart and our wallet are directly tied together. Because if we have a hard time seeing value in ourselves, we're going to have a hard time attracting money and abundance into our lives. And so for you, group 2, it's really not going to be a matter of if you will be rich, because you absolutely have the potential, because you have so much charisma, so much inspiring energy. Like, you can motivate people can feel really passionate. You just need to get your energy out there. But the thing that's inhibiting you is your past, and the only person who is going to let that affect you is yourself. So you're the person putting the blocks up between you and your own wealth. So you really need to break those down, and it's really going to be more of a mind game, and really transforming the way you view yourself and really transforming the way you view the world. And then once you do that, you will really be able to attract wealth into your life. So let me know what you thought about this reading. If it resonated with you, leave a comment down below. If it did not, you can also leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you like this video and you'd like to see more pick cards, give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and that bell button so you can get notified for all my new videos. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Alright, group number 3, you chose Moldavite, which is actually a really interesting stone because it was formed from a meteorite. And so this one is a stone that is really key for psychic purposes and spiritual purposes. So it's used for astral travel, meditation. It really opens up your crown chakra, your third eye, and really gets you into those ethereal planes. And so this is really for those people who like to escape from Earth, so to speak, and really delve into cool experiences and really get deep into their meditations. So this is probably going to be a pretty fun group. So let's get into your reading, group 3. All right. So we have Aquarius. Bunch of Aquariuses here, huh? Saturn, Prostitute, Gambler. Then we have Intuition. We had 2 numerology cards fall out, so we have 24 and 13. And then we have the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. this right there for now. Okay, so group number 3, will you be rich? Yes, baby, you will. You're gonna get that shmoney. So let's talk about it. You are someone who I feel like is brimming with a ton of potential. So we have the Aquarius card. So you could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or have other Aquarius planets. We also have Saturn. So you could be a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or other Capricorn planets, or both. That's always a possibility. And then we have the 24 and the 13, which in numerology is 6 and 4. So you could be a life path 6 or 4, or be born on a 6 or 4 day. Or those could just be significant numbers. Maybe 13 really sticks out to you. Maybe 24 really sticks out to you. You had a couple extra cards fall out in this reading because we have 2 of the archetypes as well. So you are someone who is not afraid to work hard, and you're also someone who is pretty innovative. So you're definitely someone who likes to kind of like, how many times can I say someone and like, there we go. You are probably someone who doesn't have the desire to work for someone else. You're probably someone who has more of an entrepreneurial spirit that wants to really pave their own road and really be their own boss. And how typical Aquarius, right? And the reason I say that though is because we have the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands could be someone who is already successful. They already own businesses, or they already are successful. And the thing is with the 3 of Wands is your success, however, is not only your success. It's success that is also reliant on other people. So a lot of the time it can be like a group effort, or you'll get some kind of assistance or help from someone that helps you be successful. And so that might be something that really boosts your opportunity for you to really further your career. Maybe someone comes in and invests in you, or helps you get the equipment that you need to start your brand, or X, Y, or Z, fill in the blank, And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is a card that talks all about recognition, success, and attainment. But it's success in the moment, but it also talks about more success to come. So it's success that is lasting. The problem for you, however, that you're going to run into is not that you have a trouble attracting wealth, or not that you have trouble attaining wealth, because you definitely will be rich. The problem for you is that you may find that you're actually quite unsatisfied with everything at the end of it all. So you may attain a lot of wealth and then find that you're actually not very happy with your life and the way that it is. And the reason I say that is because the 8 of Cups reversed can be someone who doesn't feel fully satisfied in their situation. And the reason that is because they need to do a spiritual rejuvenation and really look within and reinstill their spiritual purpose. Well, I'm struggling today. There's someone who really needs to look within and find their own spiritual principles again. And this card could talk about living when you're too focused on material pleasures and not so much as focused on your spiritual health. And that's something that you're going to need to incorporate into your life. And one of the things that you need to realize is, because you have the Aquarius card here, is that you may feel like you can really break the rules and be a rebel and step to the beat of your own drum. And that energy needs to be incorporated. But the thing about Aquarius and Uranus energy is that you need to remember that the traditional ruler of Aquarius was Saturn. And Uranus has rings around it too. And if you look at the actual planet I'm talking about. And the Aquarius archetype is all about self-expression, but it's self-expression within boundaries, right? Because it's talking about within society and within a group. And so when we have Aquarius energy, one of the dark shadows of Aquarius can be that we can really delve too much into our individuality and really go too far against the flow, that we are too erratic, too weird, too different, and just too out of the norm where other people can't relate, or that you just go against society so much that it is detrimental to you. And I'm not saying that to you for certain, but one of the things that you are going to have to learn is when it's time to put limitations on yourself and when it's time to put restrictions on yourself, because we have the Saturn card is the reason I say that. And Saturn will come in and they will teach you those hard lessons if you don't learn them yourself. And because we have the prostitute card here, you need to make sure that you are to make money, you need to make sure that you're making karmically sound choices. So you need to make sure that you're not selling yourself out, selling others out. Maybe you will come to the opportunity to sell, less than ethical products or make less than ethical deals. And you really need to be aware, because we have the Saturn card and the prostitute card, that your actions are going to have a karmic implication. And so if you start now by incorporating your spiritual principles and incorporating your spiritual beliefs, then one, you won't have an issue with running into karma as much, and two, you won't come to that point later in your life where you find that you are actually unsatisfied with what you have. And you have the gambler card, so you're not someone who's really afraid to take a risk. And that is one of the things that makes you so great at attaining wealth, is because what most people are afraid of is themselves, and they're afraid of the limitations that they create for themselves. You, on the other hand, aren't afraid of risk, so you're willing to put yourself out there and you're willing to take the chance. But you need to make sure that you know when to also, once again, draw back and restrict yourself, and make sure that you're making calculated risks, and make sure that you are not overextending it, and so that you're losing it all and really letting go. And one of the things that will help you attain and maintain your wealth is going to be getting in touch with those spiritual principles, because it will help you get in touch with your intuition. And your intuition can help guide you in making good decisions and how to make, decisions that will, of course, affect your wealth. And the thing is, the universe doesn't want anybody to not be wealthy. They just want them to be balanced. So you need to make sure that if you have, strong mental routines, strong emotional routines, and strong financial routines, and yada, 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 everything about your life is great, but you don't have any spiritual practices at all, you're going to find that your life and your state is actually going to be weakened, and you won't be as abundant as you could be. And so the thing is, in your lifetime, because we have 13, which is a 4, you may have to work really hard, and because we have Saturn, there are restrictions. You may have to work really hard to attain this wealth, but it is guaranteed. And because you are someone who is so innovative, and because you are able to have that risk, and because you do have intuition about, when to take a risk, you are someone who is capable of being really successful. And one of the things that may motivate you actually to try and achieve this wealth is because you actually desire to start a family. And so if you are someone who wants to start a family or be a parent, then you need to realize that spiritual principles are going to be key for you for parenting as well, because you are going to have to teach your children ethics, morals, and how to look at the world. And you need to make sure that you're not passing down bad karmic lessons through your family. Also, another thing is, if you aren't someone who is family focused and you don't want a family, and that's not something you're prioritizing at all, you need to make sure that you're looking at your generational karma. You're looking at those thoughts and beliefs that have been passed down from you from previous generations, and making sure that you're really getting out of those stagnant views that are no longer helping or serving you, and that really need to be just taken out to the trash. And so I feel like if you work on, just maintaining your balance and bringing in more spirituality into your life, then that's really the only thing that's lacking, because your money is going to be on point. Like, you will be rich without a doubt, and you have the whole package, right? Like, you have the creativity, you have the work ethic, you have the intuition, you have you're able to put yourself out there and able to take a risk, and that's something that is all key to creating your success. So Group 3, this is a great reading. You will be rich, and I can't wait to see what comes for you. If you like this reading and you want to see more pick a card readings from me, give it a thumbs up. If this resonated with you, or if it did not, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can get notified for all my new videos, and I'll see you next time. Okay, group number 4. We have aquamarine. So, aquamarine is good for those moments when you're feeling really angry, or like you can't express yourself, or you have a ton of rage inside, or if you just need to calm down or relax or beat that anxiety. It also can help give inspiration and creativity. It's a really calming stone, so I personally really like aquamarine. So this could be good for any of those people who need to let go of some bad emotions. So let's get into your reading group number 4. We have Mars, Libra, Virgin, Hero, scoot these over a little, sorry, I don't like spending all this time messing with cards. Okay, we got 38. We have a Gift. This is the Sign. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords reversed, and we have the Lovers. So, group number 4. Alright. Will you be rich? I think it is likely that you will be. So, you may be someone who is in Aries or Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or any of those planets, because we have the Mars card and we have the Libra card. You may also be someone who has some opposition energies in your chart. So an example of that would be like Cancer and Capricorn, Virgo and Pisces, Scorpio and Taurus, Libra and Aries, so on and so forth. And you may also be a life path 11, because we have the 38, and 3 plus 8 is 11. The number 38 might also be significant to you in some kind of way. So you are someone who definitely has the ability to attain wealth, because we have the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is all about someone who is learning their craft. So they're someone who has a ton of potential. They're someone who is working hard on what they are passionate about. They're really working towards expanding themselves, and they're really on the right track. So this is a sign of someone who is on the path to success, someone who is on the path to wealth and attainment. But it's also not just about monetarily being successful, it's also about like enjoying what you do. So this is a card of someone who's like actually putting skill and effort into something that they are actually passionate about, which is not something that everybody can always do, is make money off of something that they're passionate about. Obviously, a lot of that is founded in self-limiting beliefs, but you're someone who can actually make a living off of what you feel passionate about, and right now you're probably discovering what that is and actually beginning to work towards it and learn and study. And sometimes, you know, the things that are really worth attaining and really worth having take a long time. And so this may be something with the 8 of Pentacles, it's not always a quick overnight success. It's something that takes work, right? It's something that you have to work hard for. You have to, you know, become knowledgeable. You have to work on your craft. You have to practice and get better at it over time. It's not something where you're just an overnight success or you're just overnight rich and whatever. So that's not necessarily the case for you. And I think you may be someone who faces some kind of setbacks, or you already have faced some kind of setbacks, because we have the 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords reversed can a lot of the times talk about being involved with people who do you wrong. And so you may be someone who really needs to work on letting go of the past, probably part of the reason why you were drawn to the aquamarine. And you're probably someone who really needs to You're probably really someone who needs to work on having healthy boundaries and knowing when to take a step back, because we have the Mars card. You need to not be afraid to really fight back against people. And because we have the Libra card, you may have this internal battle where part of you wants to be easygoing and work with people and really keep everyone happy, and the other part of you is like, no, it's about me, I need to prioritize myself. And so right now you really need to learn how to have that balance. And one of the things that's going to help you is, you know, forgiving people, letting go of the past, forgiving yourself, but still having those healthy boundaries and learning your lessons. And so you really need to, of course, work on achieving that happy middle ground for yourself. And once you really let go of the past, because that's the thing that seems to be standing in your way, you're really going to be, because we have the Lovers here, you're really going to be opening up your heart, and your heart is tied directly to your wallet. So if your heart isn't functioning in a healthy fashion, then you cannot attract money, because if you aren't feeling love and you aren't loving yourself or giving and taking love in a healthy manner, then you won't attract money, because you won't have good ideas about worth and value about yourself. And if you don't think you're worthy and you don't think you're valuable, then how can you attract money, which is the thing that says that you are valuable? And so for you, letting go of the past and forgiving, you know, people and the wrongs that they've done to you, or the mistakes that you or whoever have made, is really going to be key to opening your heart. And once you open your heart, you will find that your finances will flow more easily for you. And one of the things that may help open you up is you may find new love, because the Lovers card is all about that twin flame union, that divine connection. So you may be someone who finds love, and that love may be something that really motivates you to, or helps you achieve that wealth, or something about that union is maybe a muse for you, or really drives you to want to achieve what you have been working for. And maybe this love opens you up to welcoming in that forgiveness that was harder for you to achieve in the past. So we also have the Virgin card, and I'm going to go ahead and read what it says to you real quick. It says, light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. So you may be faced with a time where you have the opportunity to open yourself up to love, and you're going to be faced with a choice, like always. So just because we meet our twin flame or have the opportunity just because we meet our twin flame or have the opportunity to be reunited with them, does not mean that you actually stay with them throughout your entire lifetime, because of course there is always choice. We all have free will. And so you're going to have to make the choice to let go of the past to be able to welcome this love into your life. And in order to do so, you're going to have to let go of your fear of intimacy and your fear of being close to other people. And the reason that you have such a hard time with being open and being vulnerable is because you have been hurt in the past, right? With this Ten of Swords, it tells me that you have been wounded maybe many times before. And so you are someone who is now trying to heal and repair those wounds. And if you choose to repress them and not acknowledge them and not let go of the past and things that happens to you, and you continue to remain in your fearful state, then you won't be able to open yourself up to wealth and abundance in your life, and you won't be able to open up love into your life, because for you those two are tied together. And the universe is really giving you a gift, right? So we have the gift card, and so what they want you to understand is that you are going to be given blessings and opportunities, but you're going to have the choice, because we have the Lover card and that's about a choice. You're going to have the choice to take advantage of those opportunities. So just because the divine is working in your favor doesn't mean that you actually take advantage of it. So you need to make sure that you're really letting go of the past, moving to heal yourself and looking towards the future, and really opening yourself up to the signs and the blessings that the universe is trying to bring you. And we have the Hero card, and the light attribute for the Hero card is passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So you're someone who is gaining your power back. You may be someone who feels like power is something that you have a hard relationship with, because maybe your power has been taken from you in the past. And so now you have to go on a new journey of reigniting that personal power in yourself, empowering yourself, being your own biggest cheerleader, loving yourself, finding that confidence, and then that's really going to open yourself up to abundance, wealth, and riches. And so you know, because we have the 11 card, you are someone who does really need to remain balanced, and we have this opposition. And so for you, you are someone who may have times where you go to extremes, and you may have times when you want to be a workaholic and work really, really, really hard to attain your wealth, and then you may have times where you just want to escape and you just let it all go. And so for you, you really need to work on having healthy routines and healthy balance between the middle. And so you need to make sure that you're making time for self-care, as in healing work, but also having time for fun and intimacy. But you also do need to be, you know, still putting that work into your craft and still working on your future, and everything will work out beautifully for you, because you have the capability to attract great wealth and great abundance into your life. You have the ability to be very rich, and you know, the universe is saying this is your sign. So if you've been asking the universe, you know, I'm struggling right now maybe, or I'm not where I want to be, or will I ever be where I want to be, they're saying yes, this is your sign, and that you need to start going after the things that you want, and that you need to have faith in them. And one of the ways to have faith in them is really healing yourself and letting go of the past, and opening yourself up to newfound love and newfound blessings that the universe can bring to you. And once you do that, you will be able to be rich. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, group 4. If this resonated with you, or if it did not, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you liked this video and you want to see more pick a card readings, give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can get notified for all my new videos, and I will see you next time. Alright, we have group number 5, and group 5 chose the carnelian. And the carnelian is really a stone to give you energy, inspiration, that little extra oomph in your life. It really helps with creativity, imagination, and I think I just said imagination twice, but you get the point. And it is also helpful for, I feel like, energizing. So if you're feeling like very fatigued, I feel like carnelian can help you. So if you need that little extra oomph in your step, carnelian is the one for you. So this is for group number 5. Let's see what your reading says. So we have the Pluto card, the Virgo card, Prince, 17, which is an 8 in numerology, and I want you to see the unlikely card and get freaked out. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed, the Princess of Wands, and Judgment. And then we have Balance and a Warning. All right. So, group number 5. All right, group number 5. So I feel like there's one thing standing in the way of you and wealth, and it will continue to be a blockage for you unless you address the issue. So wealth will you be rich in this lifetime is unlikely unless you address this problem. And the problem that you're having is one of heart health and mental health. And that is because you probably have had some childhood conditioning that really has left you feeling very unworthy or undeserving, or maybe you are a victim of abuse of some kind, or and this may not apply for everyone, of course. And, regardless of what happened, something in your past has made it hard for you to feel very worthy. And so it's hard for you to feel very valued, and your self-confidence and your self-esteem is very wounded. And because of that, your wallet is affected. And the thing that really needs to happen is a transformation. And the reason that I say that is because, of course, we have the Pluto card and we have the Judgment card. But because we have, I'm going to go all over the place for a second, but let's see, we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed, and with the 4 of Pentacles reversed, I can say that your heart is very closed off. And if you are someone who has their heart closed off, it's going to be hard for you to attract money into your life, because if you have heart chakra issues, it is likely that you have a hard time finding worth and value in yourself. And if you don't find yourself worthy, then you will not attract people who value you, 2 experiences that value you, or 3 finances and abundance into your life. And so one of the things that needs to happen is that you need to go into your past and really be critical about the traumas that you've been through, the pain that you've been through, and really work on healing them, and really work on releasing and letting go of the past, because you are someone, because we have the Princess of Wands, also known as the Page of Wands, you are someone who is very creative. You have a ton of positive energy. You are someone who is probably very intellectual, probably someone who desires to own their own business or be their own boss or really be successful. But one of the things that stands in your way, because you have that self-esteem that needs to be raised, one of the things that stands in your way is you have perfectionism problems, right? And so you're going to have a hard time, looking at your work and actually being proud of it, because you're always going to see little flaws where you think you could do better. And if you learn that perfection is actually something that cannot be completely achieved, it will actually take a lot of stress off you and actually help you and actually lead you to your success. Because if you live in that fear-based thinking all the time, because perfectionism is based out of fear, of course, if you live in that fear-based thinking all the time that nothing you do is ever going to be good enough, then you're always going to be holding yourself back, you're always going to be limiting yourself, and you're never going to fully attract what you deserve. And so you really need to let go of the need to be perfect, and for every opportunity and everything to go perfect, you need to realize that sometimes there's going to be mistakes, sometimes there's going to be failures, but if you never put yourself out there, you can never succeed either, you can never win. And so one of the things that you may have dealt with in your childhood is, parents that had really bad poverty mindset. Maybe they felt really limited in, their opportunities. Maybe they felt like they were stuck in a rut and they couldn't get out. Maybe it was one thing after another, or I'm always one step forward and 10 steps backwards, and so those, even though when you're a child, those ways of thinking get ingrained into us, and so we have to take the time to rewire our thinking. And if we don't, then it will manifest throughout our entire adult life, and one of the major things that will be affected are our finances and our love life. And so for you really need to focus on having that, which will come. And so it's going to depend. So your wealth is really going to depend on when and if you have your major transformation that's necessary. And it is likely that this will happen for all of you, but it just kind of depends on when it will happen. So you have to be the catalyst for your own change, right? Everyone has to go through a period of transformation. Everyone has to go through the process of healing, facing their shadow side, integrating it into their personality. That's a process that everybody has to go through of transformation. And transformation is not something that happens one time. It's something that can happen multiple times throughout your life, constantly. And so you have to be open to want to change and really wake up that new way of being. And so you have to let go of the fear of being new as well, and so open yourself up to want to have that new life. And so since we have Pluto and since we have Judgment, it is obvious to me that you are someone who can use your pain and use the things that you've gone through to really transform yourself and transform your life, and really use it to, people don't realize that pain can be your power, right? If you think in astrology, we have Chiron, right, which is called the wounded healer. And so the wounded healer talks about, our Chiron is our soul's biggest source of pain, but it is also the place where we have the opportunity to transform and heal others. So the pain that we've gone through has the opportunity to be powerful, to create power for us and make us more powerful. But it all depends on how we look at the circumstances we went through. And so if you look at things and you're thinking from a victim mentality, why did this happen to me? Poor me. Why do people act like this to me? Why do these experiences happen to me? This, that, and the other thing. If you start taking ownership and forgiveness and looking at yourself from a forgiving standpoint, and start looking at like the things that are happening to you as lessons from the universe to get you to wake up and realize certain signs, then you will start to have a different mentality, and you will be able to actually start to transform your life in the way that you look at things. And because we have the Virgo card here, it tells me that mentality is going to be a huge factor in manifestation for you. So if you don't have a positive mindset, you aren't going to be able to attract abundance into your life. And so you really need to work on having a transformation of mentality, because you're probably someone who is very emotional, and you probably react based on your emotions more than based on your logic. And I can relate. I have tons of Scorpio planets. But the thing is we have to learn that despite how we feel in the moment, feelings are actually temporary, and that we don't need to always let them get the best of us, that we don't need to let our emotions rule our life, that sometimes it's okay to actually take a step back and let logic rule our life. And one of the things that could help is that we can have faith in the universe, that everything is happening for a higher purpose, that everything is working out how it needs to work out. And so I think this reading, because we have a warning, is really, you know, a sign to you to really think critically right now, and use this time to really begin to transform yourself, and transform yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and then you will start to see your finances match that change. And we also have 17, which makes an 8, and 8 is the number of wealth. So wealth can be attained for you, but the thing is that 8 is also the number of karma, and so you need to make sure that you're not repeating karmic cycles. And you know, this is generational karma that we're talking about, and this could also be, you know, past lives for you. This could be multiple life karma, and you need to make sure that you are not going to be repeating your karma, and that you're actually releasing these karmic cycles and letting go of your old way of being, so you can really open up and welcome that wealth into your life. Because we have the Prince card, so you're probably someone who has a ton of charisma, and you're someone who is able to attract things. You're probably good at working with people, but you really need to have that mentality switch and be open to transforming the way you look at the world, and the way, most importantly, the way that you look at yourself, and then you'll really see a transformation in your wallet. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, group 5. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and if it didn't resonate with you, feel free to tell me as well. If you like this video and you like to see more pick cards, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and that bell button so you can get notified for all my new videos, and I'll see you next time.